Okie dokie. Says I'm live. Get started this morning if I can. I'm a little bit hoarse, uh, so I may have to drink a little bit more of the drink than I usually do. Kind of clear out my throat. Hey, Jamie, how are you doing this morning? Are you north or south? I hope for you you're south, but it's warm up here today. Well, somewhat warm, not as warm as it was yesterday. Yesterday it was like summer almost. In Pensacola. Well, good. That means you are warmer. Let me get my old collar here straightened out. Kind of got me a loose shirt on today. Well, I hope everything's going good for you. I'm trying to get some things straightened out here before the end of the year. Hopefully things will be better in 2026. Jim's doing fine. Jim's been on vacation. He's been on a Christmas vacation for the last week and a half. He'll be coming back in tomorrow morning. We'll be getting back to work. Jim likes time off during Christmas, and I like giving him time off. So he has a lot of his. He's got a lot of children that live up north, and they come down over Christmas. He had one of his sons that came down a couple of weeks ago over Thanksgiving. Then he's had another one to come down over Christmas, and then a lot of his children that live around. Jim has a lot of children. Jim has a big family. I don't know how many. He's got 5 or 6 or something. I don't know. I don't know how many children Jim's got. I guess he knows. I don't. He's got a lot of grandchildren, so he's got a big family. He's got a big family to contend with, and he's been married twice. His first wife and him divorced, and then he remarried to Barbara, his present wife, about I guess, gosh, they've been married close to 30 years, I guess, because he's got a son about 27, 28 years old by her, I think. Oh, he's got two sons by her. And then he has a couple sons and daughters and everything that from his first wife. Some of his first wife's children came down with him. Some of them stayed up north. They're kind of scattered over the New York area. He's got one son that doesn't like the heat down here, so he wants to stay up in New York. He likes cold temperatures. And I told him I don't. I like it warm. I like it. Well, I mean, North Carolina is sort of mild. I mean, we get a little bit hot in the summertime, but it still gets hot up north too in the summertime. But some of them like. I'll take the heat we get for all this cold that they get. I mean, whereas they've had snow and ice and all kind of stuff, we don't have any of that down here. Yeah, that's about right. You'll get an ice cream headache trying to figure all that out. I don't know all of his family. I've met a few of his sons. I've never met any of his daughters. Of course, I know his wife Barbara. I see her, several times a year, and talk to her and that sort of stuff. But I mean, that as far as all of his children, I only know them through what Jim tells me and everything. But he's got to sound like a nice family, a good bunch of children. All of them seem to be hardworking and doing their thing, and that's as long as you've got them healthy and wealthy, and well, not healthy and wealthy, but healthy. That's not everybody has to be wealthy, but I mean you're wealthy within your by having a good family, and that's the good thing. But Jim seems to be doing fine. I mean, as far as health and everything, Jim and I are about the same. Uh, we kid about it takes two old men to make one right now at our age to get things done at the shop. We we work at things. I mean, some things I let Jim project on his own, as I project on things down here at my shop. I've got a couple of shops down here at my house. Uh, I got well, I guess I say a couple. I've got one big. I've made it into one big shop now. I've combined them together, so I've added on to my shop and combined them, and so I got one large shop out here beside my house now. I've got five bay doors, and so I can hold a good bit of stuff, and I'm trying to continually improve on it and make it a nicer building. I'm going to clean out some things I'm never going to work on, and I'm going to try to improve what I actually use it for. And I want to make it more of my woodworking shop and things like that I project on. The mechanical end of stuff, that when we get into equipment, we're going to leave that at the other shop where Jim works. And mine's going to be more of the woodworking, hobbyist type stuff that I'm going to do down here at this shop. Good morning, James. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm just sitting back and relaxing this morning, trying to keep my voice from cracking up on me. Yeah, I'm gonna try to just enjoy the last little bit of 2025. It's hard for me to believe that we have gone through 25 years after the year 2000. I mean, that just boggles my mind. I mean, when I think about yesterday, when I think about 1990 or something, it seems like just a few years ago, and now it's 35 years ago. So, those days are. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I lost my dad in 1989, and that's been 36 years, and that's hard for me to fathom that I've that many years have passed by. Oh yeah, I got the here's a microphone right here, as you can see right here. I'm not working on the air. I mean, I've been on the air a couple times each week. I don't try to get on. I'm the substitute, and I don't try to get on too awfully much. I get on just enough to kind of enjoy it myself. Yeah, yeah. Why? I had some older friends at the time that I was building computers and everything, and they said, "Oh yeah, all the computers are going to stop. We're going to, Y2K. Everything's going to come to a screeching halt. Banks won't be able to operate." And I said, "That's foolish." I said, "These things are going to keep working." Oh, it's cold in Tampa, is it? Huh. Well, it's not bad here in Cherryville this morning. It's I'm trying to think. Let me see. It's 45 degrees. I had to look over here. I got all my clocks and temperature gauges and everything else over here on my iPads and stuff over here. Um, but yeah, I remember Y2K very, very vividly. I had a guy that, and I was building computers, a lot of Windows computers back then, and doing them for businesses and things. That he said, "You can't build me a computer that will work after the year 2000." I said, "Yes, I can." And he said, "I'll bet you $1,000 or whatever it was." I said, "Okay, I'll build it. If you'll buy it, I'll build it. And if it doesn't work, I'll take it back, and I'll give you $1,000." He's, oh, I'll take that. Well, he never would. He wouldn't take me up on my bet because I would have made $1,000 in that, real quick. And, just different crazy things like that. But I never was fearful of that. And I try not to be fearful of this AI and everything else that's going on now, too. A lot of people are scared to death of that. I'm not scared to death of it. I sort of embrace all these new technologies, and I don't think it's going to run amok like some people think it will. I mean, we're going to have to regulate, and we're going to have to make sure that it doesn't run amok by keeping it in line. I mean, you can't let it go helter skelter. But I'm not fearful of that. Yeah. Well, I'm just I don't worry about things like Y2K, and I don't worry about AI. Yeah, it's gonna change. You know, the thing for us to do is to embrace it and learn to use it ourselves, and so we can stay on top of things. And I've already started using a lot of AI myself, and you get a lot of quick knowledge out. One thing I do like about it, when I go to some of the AI programs, they don't have all the advertisement in it. Like Google, you go to a Google search, and it takes you 8 or 10 things down before you get something that is not sponsored by Google to get a result. And then you can tell that it's got ad after ad in it, and you go out to some of these sites, and if you can't strip away all that advertisement to get your information, you're in trouble. And that's one thing I do like about AI. When I ask it a question, it gives me a text message back. It's all in text. It's not shop here, do this, and sometimes you get on some of these screens and you go to look for a news article. Well, the news article gets covered up with all these different advertisements, and you can't even see what's the news article is, or they want you to do a paywall thing and pay them to get the information that you can probably get anywhere else for free. And I'm not going to go out and pay all these different services just to get behind their paywall. So, yeah, well, yeah, AI, well, it's AI itself is not smarter. It's the database that they're collecting from is smarter, and it's a smarter way of collecting data as opposed to some other ways. But the thing about it is, AI is only good as the information that it has. I mean, if it gets misinformed about something, then it's not going to be good. Hey, Joy, how are you? Yeah, top of the morning to you too, Joy. 15 degrees. Oh, man. 10 inches of snow. Oh, man. I am not envious. We got a little bit of rain this morning. That's what we got. We had some rain. We didn't have snow and all that sort of crap. Yeah, I don't envy New York City or New York State. Y'all gonna have all the snow you want. Yeah. Yeah, I know it. I saw where I was, which ball game? I was watching one of the ball. I think it was Clemson game. Clemson's game was played up there in New York, and they were showing all the snow that they'd had. So yeah, that is not my cup of tea for sure. I don't care to have a lot of snow. Oh man. Now where's that at, Mr. Briggs? You had to. I can't remember everybody. where they're from. Oh God. Oh, that's in New York where you're at too. Is it okay? Yeah, I guess parts of it got snow, parts of it got ice and sleet and everything. I hate to have that like that. That is which part of New York, Mr. Briggs? I mean, I know Joy's over there near Albany. Yeah. Yeah, Joy's over there in the Albany section. Which part of New York are you at Mr. Briggs? So we can kind of lay out the map. Corning. Okay. Okay, I know where Corning's at. That's west of New York City and everything, isn't it? Out west. Yeah, that's what Joey was just saying too. Yeah. Western part. That's too bad. Yeah, the ice and sleet and ice I just can't take. Just not my cup of tea. Yeah, west of the ghetto. Yeah, that's right. That's for sure. Yeah, I would venture to say that anything. Uh, I don't care anything about that. The I mean, I like the looks of New York State. I mean, they got a lot of beautiful countryside. We went up to Cooperstown. My daughter and I did a couple years ago. I took her up to the Hall of Fame, and uh, we stayed at Binghamton, New York, and then we drove over to Cooperstown. Then we went over to see Joey and Mike up there at Albany area, and went out to eat at that fancy Italian restaurant, didn't we? Yeah, where all those girls were dressed in black, and uh, Mike was tell me, I believe it was run by the mafia, but it was a nice restaurant, real good, great great restaurant. Joy contested that it was good food, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, but I thought it was funny. All the waitresses were dressed. They had black dresses and black stockings and everything like that. It was a they were good looking girls though, but they were yeah, great cheese. Yeah. Oh, you know what was the name of it, Joy? You know the one where what was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. Delmonico's, yeah. Delmonico's. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they had some great food. Great food there. Mike treated me and Joey to a meal, and uh, he he uh, he was telling us a lot of different things. Yeah, you don't leave hungry, that's for sure. Yeah, now that wasn't in was yeah, well that wasn't in Binghamton, that was in Albany. And I guess they may have got one in Binghamton. I don't know, but yeah, we were in the Albany area. We were over there. Joy was going to take me to go see Kathy Holcomb, but she was busy that day. Yeah, yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, yeah. Kathy Holcomb didn't. I don't think she was ready to talk to me and Joey and Mike. We were all we were all having a great time that day. And like I said, my daughter and I we enjoyed it. We drove back all the way down to Binghamton after that, and then we drove up to uh, oh gosh, well I didn't know about the brothel. I better not say anything about that. Of course, my daughter was with me; she would keep me in line. Yeah, I didn't see another. I don't know. I just got information on how to get to the restaurant. They gave me the address of the restaurant, and Joy and me and Mike, we all met over there, and had a great meal, good fellowship and everything. Wish we could have stayed longer, but those boys had to do other things too. So I guess we got as much time in as we could. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I guess maybe those girls had two jobs. I don't know. They were good looking waitresses. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know who Kathy is, but I wasn't going to. I'm not visiting anything at my age. I'm going to stay away from anything that will get me in trouble, whether it's too much good food or too much good women. I don't want, you know, I'll take everything in moderation. Well, the women, hold on, let me take that back. I'm not taking any of those at all. I have one wife that I've had for 55 years, and I hope to keep her the rest of my life by being a good boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I I may be cut back on road trips. I don't know. That one kind of wore me down a little bit. I After I got back, I was kind of tired from that. But yeah, I'm not. Uh, I don't want to lose my wife of 55 years for one night in a brothel. I can tell you that. And I I don't want to lose everything I've got on the farm and the buildings. Split that down the middle. That's not my thing. Yeah. Now, how far is Corning from? Now, I know about where Corning is, but I didn't go through Corning. I don't think. I mean, I got on the interstate and went straight back to Binghamton. Did I pass by Corning? Or what? How close was I getting back to Binghamton? It's an hour from Binghamton. Yeah, I knew Corning. Corning was big when they came out with fiber optics and everything else too. I mean, they had. I think they had a Corning plant down here in North Carolina. Oh, it's close to Rochester. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get over that. I went up to Ithaca. That's what I was trying to think of a minute ago. I went to Ithaca. I went after I left Binghamton. I went up to Ithaca and went up there to the farmers market, and then okay, 88 goes up to Albany. Yeah, from Binghamton. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, that's beautiful countryside up through there. I mean, I really enjoyed the ride after I got out of the city. I don't care much for the interstate and the cities and everything. I mean, I know they're a way around, but yeah. Now it's Corning north of Ithaca or uh, Corning, or is it west of Ithaca? Because I enjoyed going through all those small towns. I mean, people don't realize. I mean, when people think of uh, south, okay, uh, so it's south back toward Binghamton, because Binghamton is south of Ithaca, right? So I guess I was close to Corning. I don't know. I just didn't go over to Corning towards Binghamton. Okay, yeah, yeah. I went from Binghamton on up to Ithaca, and then we went from Binghamton over to Cooperstown. Yeah. Okay. I had to look it up on Google Maps. I'll figure it out. But no, I didn't go there. And my daughter, we were talking about going on up to Niagara Falls too, and I didn't get up to Niagara Falls either. But I mean, I guess if I'd had more time, I didn't have. We mainly made it. We spent about 4 days. I think we went up on a Wednesday or a Thursday, got up there and spent most say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we came back on a Sunday because I had to get back to doing some things here. Yeah. Okay. I know where you're talking about. But yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of being up there. And if my wife was with me, if she had gone, we probably would have gone out a little bit. Well, I guess, but we got things we got to keep up with down here. And this next year, I'm gonna get people a little bit more involved. I'm going to be expanding the farm. I think I've mentioned it a little bit. I've got a partner that's coming on with me on the farm side. I got a young guy that's actually my son's neighbor, and he has cattle, and he and I are going to go havers on my farm, and we're going to raise some cattle over here, and he's going to come help me fix up the fence and everything else, things that I physically can't do as good as I used to. So he's going to kind of be my manpower for that. And I've got the acreage. We got about 35, 40 acres we can fence in and get completed there so we can put cows on. So we're going to put some Angus cows. So in the near future, I'm going to probably try to expand my videos. It's always hard to video and put things out, but I'm going to try to. And we're going to yeah, I know it. That's what I was going to try to see it, Jamie. I wouldn't mind going back up there, and I ought to take my wife and go up there. Maybe she and I would go this time, and my daughter could stay down here and take care of things here at the house while I'm on a little mini vacation. But I might try that. Hey, Twisted Mopar. Good morning to you too. Yeah, I could tell that. I could tell that, Mr. Biggs. Mr. Briggs. Yeah. Yeah, you could tell it was a college town. I'll just leave it at that. It was a college town, and you could tell that it was a lot of things that was not my lifestyle. I'll say that, and probably not yours either. And I'm just not. It was very liberal looking town, and sort of stuck out there in the middle of some nice, pretty countryside. Yeah, a lot of blue haired people. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be. Well, it's nice here right now, but it's supposed to drop down here this afternoon. It's supposed to, or today or tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be colder. I mean, it was 77 or 78 degrees here yesterday. I mean, it was like a summer day on what, or spring day, a pretty spring day. It was in the mid to high 70s, sunny. Not a cloud in the sky hardly. I mean, it was real pretty, a beautiful day. I mean, we had to run the air conditioning to tell the truth. I mean, but today, I mean, we're running the heat. Like I said, it's 45 degrees now. And I don't think the high is supposed to get but about 50 something today. So we're and that's why you hear a little rattle in my chest, because I get these little colds and everything. We get hot weather, cold weather, back and forth, this and that. So it's Yeah, we got personal property tax on vehicles, unfortunately, because I got a lot of vehicles and I got a lot of property tax to pay. Yeah, they hit me up pretty hard for that. Now, where are you at, Twisted Mopar? If you're in the 70s right now, where are you at? I had you placed somewhere else in my mind. Oh, you're in Illinois. Okay. Huh. Well, yeah, yeah, you're getting it warmer. You got a warmer streak of air or whatever than we do. Because right down in the Carolinas, like I said, I'm looking at the thermometer, it's 45 degrees right now at 9:30. It's 45 degrees. And it's not supposed to get way warmer today, I think. I mean, we're overcast. I mean, that's one reason you don't have to worry about the light coming through my window back there. A lot of times I have to block off that window, right there, because sunshine will be coming this time in the morning. Sunshine just blares through there and messes up my video. But it's not sunny today. It's cloudy. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you got those blue haired communists up in New York. I mean, New York City for sure. I mean, we're going to see what's going to happen to New York City. I mean, it made us fall flat of its face. Yeah. Well, it's like I said, we had the warm temperatures yesterday. I mean, it was like a beautiful spring day here yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. I bet there's a lot of people that wish they could to just take four major cities out of the picture, out of the whole United States: Chicago, New York, LA, and San Francisco. You take those, just grab them and pull those four out. You could run the world a lot better, I tell you, because those are the rot of the United States, in my opinion. I mean, those four cities, you've got the biggest rot of this. I don't know, this all of our social services, all of our money, just sucks down a big funnel in those places. You about can put Minneapolis in it too, I guess. After you see all this Somalia thing, uh, I mean, it's ridiculous what they're doing up there. Yeah, I guess so. I'd hate to think about Boston being like that, but Boston's not far behind. Yeah, it's all these major blue cities, they they're blue for a reason. They're blue because they get all these free services, and they they suck away all the tax money from the entire United States. All these extra. I would hate to think what the difference is. I mean, how much money they generate and how much money they suck away from the rest of the United States. Yeah. Well, yeah. Any of these major, when you get a metropolis, when you get a town that's over a half a million people, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble when you get something that large. I mean, it's just a mess. It is just a mess. Uh, that's what's put us in the dilemma we're in, is having too many of these great big cities. Yeah, yeah, I agree. California, I've been out there a couple times, and of course, it's been a long time since I've been out there. It was in the '80s. That's how long ago it was. I was a young man then, and it was. I couldn't imagine what in the last 40 years what has happened out there. But I would imagine it's really turned upside down from what I saw 40 years ago. I mean, I couldn't believe it back then. Yeah, it really has. It has. I mean, the Democratic Party has lost a lot of common sense people. I mean, there used to be a lot of Southern Democrats, and these Southern Democrats now are either independents or Republican. You still got some crazies that will always be Democrats, but there's a lot of Southern Democrats that have turned away from the party. Yeah. Yeah. It's, you know, the only advantage I saw a guy that I used to work with, he went out to California and bought a house and everything out there in the early 70s. And then he moved back to North Carolina about 10 years later, and he was able to sell his house out there and made enough profit off of it, and came back to North Carolina and was able to almost pay for his house free and clear here in North Carolina. I mean, he really he had a home run by doing that. But I wouldn't want to suffer out there for 10 years. That's for sure. Well, it has. Common sense is, it's not. We got a bunch of nutties in the Republican Party along with that everything. That's why I don't align with either party. I'm aligned as an independent, and I can independently vote whichever way I want to. And it's I don't align myself with either party, because there are crazy people in both parties. There is no doubt about it. I think Democrats are winning on the crazy part right now. I mean, when you see all the same sex stuff and the people LGBTQ that are going rampant in the Democratic Party, they're trying to take it over, along with all these idiots that want to let men in women's bathrooms, men in women's sports, agreeing with the illegals over the law enforcement. I mean, how crazy can you be? How crazy can you be when you say, "Oh, I'd rather cry over a drug boat, the people getting killed there, as opposed to all the drugs that are coming in and killing innocent people." Yeah, there's all kind of different distractions out there. They want to stir up things so you don't see the corruption. I mean, that's what, like Minnesota, they stir up things in Minnesota, and then it harkens back to that George Floyd or whatever. I mean, everything went downhill big time after. I mean, at George Floyd's fiasco. I mean, that was a guy that if they left him alone, he would have probably died on the street of his drug overdose, and instead he died in the hands of the policeman. And then they got a guy who was doing his duty, they got him in jail right now, and that's crazy. Yep, I know it. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Well, guys, I have got to call it a day again. I'm going to try to, next week, I'm actually not going to be at home. Next week, I'm going to be in Bristol, Tennessee. I'm going to a wedding up there of my sister-in-law's grandson. And he's getting married, and his wife's family is from the Bristol, Tennessee area. So we're going up Saturday and taking my other sister-in-laws with us. And my wife and I are going up there, and I'm going to try to broadcast maybe from a hotel next Sunday morning. It may be abbreviated. It may not be. It may not be non-existent. I'm gonna try my best to get on, and you'll see me from Bristol, Tennessee next week. Yep, it sure is. I like Bristol. All right, see you guys. Talk to you next week.